can zip line.
Right, I can use that.
I don't know why I have to examine that first. That doesn't make any sense. The Willis Tower. Huh. Well, it's definitely interesting to go through a destroyed building like this. It reminds me of those destroyed buildings in Boston in The Last of Us. The ones that were toppled over, but you didn't go into them. You went into a different destroyed building. Well, this is certainly a nice change of pace from the dumb sections we've been doing as Leon. This is disorienting, climbing this inverted building.
Oh, fuck.
This is actually pretty cool. Glass surfaces are incredibly fragile and require extra caution. However, shooting the glass out from under an enemy will cause them to fall through. Oh, I can drop this. So this is pretty cool. I like this traversal section. What fun! Very interesting. It's a nice change of pace. But knowing this game, and the way Leon's sections have been, shit is going to hit the fan, literally, in a moment.
Okay, let's find those detonator parts.
There we go, that's all three.
Great job. Now to get through that gate.
Yeah, just gotta figure out how to get down from there first.
I'm gonna just buy the case upgrade, just to make this playthrough more bearable. The added space is definitely needed. You know, I still don't understand why the flashlight is assigned to the D-pad, because the enemies don't react to the flashlight. It should just be automatic, like in Resident Evil 7, 2 Remake, 3 Remake, 4 Remilk. It's just taking up a slot in the D-pad that I could be assigning to my pistol.
That'll get me down.
Why does this need binoculars? That doesn't make any sense. God, the machine gun is horrible. Jesus Christ, the machine gun's horrible. Oh, that's dumb. I did the swing animation, but it put me backwards and it threw me off the ledge. Oh, this way.
For the other side.
It actually shouldn't surprise me how long this game is so far, because this game was about 78 gigabytes. That's almost as much as Resident Evil 4 Remilk. Okay, I think they've stopped chasing me.
Hopefully this thing still works.
Most things in Raccoon City seem to have worked, dude. What the fuck is this bullshit? This blister head is not flinching. That is so fucking broken. What the fuck is this? That blister head would not fucking flinch. It just has a mutation on its head. Why is it resistant to stuns? New Capcom Design 101 with broken enemy designs like that.
Now what? You'll have to take the next one.
God, what is with these goddamn blister heads? That was so dumb, and that many zombies are alive?
Lucky day.
They're just hiding out in this building. I mean, this is so dumb. I get that they're trying to add more zombies for gameplay purposes so that the player doesn't get bored, but that's just so fucking silly.
Should make up for lost time.
Great. You'll need it. It's 15 miles to the city center on the 419.
15 miles? Okay. I just can't believe that many zombies are alive, and I can't believe how broken those blister heads are. The guy landed on the platform, and he was not flinching because I had to wait until he was out of the rising animation. That is so fucking broken. Well, we can at least get to the RPD.
Beautiful. Just need to get through that gate.
I don't know, like, I don't feel like we have been paying any respect to the dead. I don't see the Requiem in Resident Evil Requiem. I really don't, with what we've been doing in Raccoon City. Like, we should have just gone straight to the RPD. Why did we have to do all this stuff? I don't get it. And it was cool seeing that the BSAA is evil, so they're continuing that story point, but everything else is just not that interesting. And then with all the retcons with Raccoon City, and all this confusion with the blisterhead mutation. Was the mass-produced version of the T-virus somehow mutating constantly over these 28 years? And why hasn't Leon taken a vaccine prior to going to Raccoon City? How is Sherry infected with the T-virus despite her G-virus infection? Wait, I'm controlling this. Okay, so it's like the motorcycle section from Resident Evil 6.
Good to hear. How are the roads? Leon?
Just a few potholes.
Gideon? What the hell? What the fuck kind of dogs are these? How is this a T-virus BOW?
This day just keeps getting better and better.
I hear another bike. Gideon? He's on a bike as well?
Pups could use more training.
I can't believe we're doing this in the Resident Evil title. That's interesting. Just like with Resident Evil 6. Only you can shoot in all directions compared to only behind in Resident Evil 6. Dovey beer. What is it with them putting Dovey beer everywhere, even in Raccoon City? What is this guy, like the anti-Leon?
So much for the direct route.
I do have to give Resident Evil credit. No other survival horror series would be bold enough to put in a sequence like this. Again, if Ethan Winters was doing this, this would be fun. He's just shrugging off all the shots somehow.
Ken, seriously. I don't give up.
What is so special about Gideon? I don't get it. I have no idea how Leon is even driving up a building at this angle. That is not possible. There is no way anyone would survive this kind of drop. But then again, you did something similar in Resident Evil 6. Now this looks more destroyed. This area, Raccoon City. It looks very impressive, I'm not gonna lie. So that was a fun sequence. I enjoyed that. It was well designed. But this is standard difficulty, of course, so I can't say for certain what it's going to be like on Insanity mode. This is like the second time Leon is encountering someone on a motorcycle, because in Resident Evil Dead Island, he fought Maria on a motorcycle, and it was so badly animated. Like, the animations in Resident Evil Death Island did not look right. Like, the motion blur, the floatiness of the animations, it just looked wrong. I don't know what happened between Resident Evil Vendetta and Resident Evil Death Island. There must have been, like, a budget cut, because the animations in Resident Evil Death Island were handled weirdly. And he's doing wheelies? Who the fuck is this guy?
I've had enough of you. I know the feeling. Come on.
What the fuck is this? What is happening right now? And now we're jousting. And he's still alive, of course. You know, Ada was on a highway like this in Resident Evil Umbrella Chronicles, because she was using her hookshot to grapple onto an Umbrella helicopter that had someone important, and she was being chased by a hunter. She narrowly avoided the hunter when she used her hookshot, but the hunter stole her shoe.
The warning helmet.
The Raccoon City Center.
You should be close to the coordinates.
Yeah. Looks like it. I'll take a look around then.
Wow. Lots of the buildings are intact, despite this being the center point. Oh, I know this place. Yep, this is where the Raccoon City Police Department is, because you went through the same set of stairs.
Can't believe it's still standing.
It took so long just to get here. We should have just gotten here immediately. We didn't need to do all that nonsense. They could have had the BSA's operations be around here. And it's just so odd that Victor Gideon goes from such an imposing figure when you're playing as Grace to being on a motorcycle and having a gun joust with Leon. But that might be intentional on the developers' parts. Like, we as the audience are sort of feeling the same way as Grace and Leon. So when we play as Grace, we feel one way. But when we play as Leon, we feel another way. And this then affects the world and the way we perceive certain characters and events. So what exactly are we going to find here? This is holding no weight whatsoever because of what we've been doing in Raccoon City.
It's on you now.
And this is confirming that Leon 1 is the canon scenario, as Resident Evil 4 Remake indicated in the intro. So there was absolutely no need for the other scenarios. It should have just been a Leon campaign and a Claire campaign. That way the events could have been clarified. But no, they had to favor the weird 4-scenario design that wasn't really 4 scenarios. Oh wow, the item box is here!
Sherryman RPD.
It's been a while since you've been back there.
Same with you, Sherry.
Looks like the BSAA set up HQ here.
Really?
Abandoned?
If they set up HQ here, then why did we need to do the previous scenarios? It just doesn't make any sense. It's such a weird choice of pace. And we went through some BOWs like that mutated spider, and then all those zombies that display characteristics we did not see them display in Resident Evil 2 Remake and Resident Evil 3 Remake. And we were learning about what the BSAA was doing, but we could have just learned all that from the RPD. It makes no sense why they would have us do that. I think it's just because they wanted to add in new areas and also show off the technology and the improvements they made to the RE engine. You know, they wanted to introduce brand new areas that the player hadn't gone to in Raccoon City.
Not sure.
Arc. There's the what? Why is that there? That wasn't there last time. How did it get into the main hall? And what the fuck is this? You can't save anyone? Why are they quoting Krauser? You can't save her. You can't save anyone. Give it up, Krauser. So silly.
That fucking guy. And Grace. Shit, she's in danger. Sherry found Grace.
At RPD?
Yeah, exactly. Someone's been expecting us. Got a lock on her location. Headed there now.
Copy that.
Head to the East Office. RPD Perimeter Report. From our survey of the grounds, we've pinpointed some locations that still have viable resources. The armory has leftover supplies, working shotgun and ammo, advanced team supplies, weapon upgrade parts. Alright guys, I took the time to have some lunch, but now we will explore the rest of the RPD. Suspected ARC location, point of interest, possible entrance? Raccoon City perimeter surveys are posted here. Wait, how is that ladder there? And the rest of this is destroyed. Who knows what kind of BOWs we'll encounter here.
Hey, Lieutenant Brenna. Kennedy. Reporting for duty.
Does he really care that much about Marvin? I mean, he left him so quickly. Top secret operation. Champions of Justice. Are you ready? Duty calls. Provisions specialist Neil. Do you have the pizza and beer at the ready? Make sure you've got some soda on hand too in case the rookie is liver conscious. Decoration manager Elliot. Think you're an artist? Then show us what you've got. Make sure you use the banner with the stars on it. Gift coordinator Scott. Don't forget to pick up the goods from Robert's shop on the day. Get what Barry suggested. The man knows his stuff. Yeah, Robert Kendo. We have Barry. So one last thing, make sure the chief doesn't catch wind of the welcome party for the new recruit. We wouldn't want to put young Kennedy in his bad books right away. Okay. The safe's been open, so that's canon. What? Are you serious?
Rest easy, officer.
This is so confusing. I don't understand how these zombies could still be active. I mean, the virus should have destroyed their bodies by now, right? Then again, the Elder Crimson Head was around. It was just lying inside of that casket. And also the progenitor virus was inside of these Sinentrabel flowers for a very long time, so I guess it's possible for viruses to last decades. But I assume in the case of these Sinentrabel flowers from Resident Evil 5, there were other factors that had to be considered with how the progenitor virus was able to last for centuries inside of those Sinentrabel flowers. It's so odd how, at the same time they introduce a new character, they're also using this game as a way for Leon to recollect the past. How odd. But back to what I was talking about before, in Resident Evil The Dark Side Chronicles, Hilda Hidalgo was infected with the oncolytic strain of the T-virus in 1991 as a counter to her cancer that she had, and she was still alive in 2002. She was infected with the oncolytic T-virus on February 25th, 1991, and 2 months later, on April 30th, 1991, the cancer was gone, but she fell into a coma. Like, I don't know how long she was remaining in that coma, but eventually, around May 1991, Hilda lost her human form entirely after Javier injected her with too much of the T-virus, and she became some kind of amphibian-based BOW, and she was still alive until 2002 when Leon and Krauser finished her off. So I guess it is possible for these kinds of BOWs to actually last for a very long time, but it still feels very strange to me, especially when it comes to zombies. What is that? You kids have fun solving this one.
Lives needlessly lost.
May 24th, 1996. On the Resident Evil podcast team's timeline, they estimated the formation of stars to be April 1996, so I don't think in the official lore of Resident Evil it was ever explicitly stated what the exact date of stars' formation was, but that's a fairly accurate estimation on the Resident Evil podcast team's part, just off by 1 month. Barry's to-do list: turn in training plan for the new recruit, join Jill at the shooting range, pick the girls up from soccer, don't be late, find that missing library book, top priority. The librarian is about to blow a gasket. Looks like the captain checked it out last. Is this Jill's hat? And here's Chris's jacket. Oh wow, Rebecca's bag is still here. Tofu? What's his actual name? Is it just Tofu? Because that's an homage to Tofu Survivor. So I need to make a correction to a point I made on the previous videos and also in the later parts of this blind playthrough, but I said it didn't make any sense for Umbrella to be gone in 2004 when the Raccoon trials went from 1998 to 2003. I was incorrect. Umbrella officially announced its bankruptcy on March 20th, 2003, and it finally fell when its subsidiary company, Umbrella Japan, announced its dissolution on March 14, 2004. Record of events: September 25th, we're turning the station into a temporary shelter due to the sudden massive outbreak. All police personnel have been instructed to make the safety of the citizens their top priority as we try to accommodate as many of them as possible. September 25th, addendum: one of the refugees attacked us in the middle of the night, resulting in the death of 1 officer and injuring 3 others. The person in question was quickly restrained. We believe this was simply a case of someone snapping under intense stress. September 26th, the mob attacked the station today, resulting in a number of casualties. A few survivors were able to make it safely behind the emergency shutters, but surrounded as we are, it'll be hard for any of us to escape this place. We're not sure if we can fix any of our comm equipment, so we remain cut off from the outside world. September 27th, there was another clash on the west side of the station around 1 p.m. 12 people died, and there is only a handful of survivors left. Everything is falling into disarray in here. So I'm pretty sure this is a file in Resident Evil 2 Remake. So in regards to Leon's alligator snapper pistol, I know I said it was designed by Joe Kendo, and I said that Joe Kendo was Blue Umbrella's chief of weapons development. But actually, the Resident Evil podcast team believes that by 2026 he's left Blue Umbrella because there's an engraving on the gun that reads Kendo Tactical Arms, suggesting that Joe Kendo is running his own company again. And also, something I didn't note about the Sanguis Virginis bottle I inspected as Grace is that it actually reveals where Miranda's village is in Resident Evil Village. The location is listed as De Lumer, which is in the Muntenia region of Romania near the Carpathian Mountains, and when you actually look at images of that area, it looks very similar to Resident Evil Village's village. There's also a location in that area called Peles Castle, which is one of the most famous castles in Romania, and it does look very similar to Castle Dimitrescu, especially with the interior. Oh, there was something here.
Old Faithful.
It's that same mechanic jack that you use
Crack
for
open that shutter.
lowering the bookshelf. That takes care of that.
The ruins of the Raccoon City Police Department.
Why did you bring me?
I'll explain everything. You don't have to be afraid.
That guy sounds friendly with Grace for some reason.
You need to